Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, especially to our lecturer, Mr. Muhammad Hazik. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Fatin Nabila and you can call me Fatin. Today, I'm going to talk about plant cell structure. Did you know that there were two types of cell, which is eukaryotes and prokaryotes? Eukaryotes were commonly found in plants and animals, while prokaryotes commonly found in bacteria. Eukaryotes has multicellular, has well-defined nucleus, present enclosed within nuclear membrane, and organelles are membrane-bound and are specific in function, while prokaryotes is unicellular, doesn't have a nucleus but have a membrane-less nucleoid region that contains free-floating DNA, and prokaryotes lacks organelles and were not bound by membrane. But our focus for today will eukaryotes in plant cell structure. As you can see here, this is an example of plant cell structure, which has nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, mitochondria, plasma membrane, cell wall, vacuoles, and more, which I will talk about their structure and their functions. Cell membrane. The structure of cell membrane is semi-permeable membrane and has a bilipid membranous layer composed of proteins and carbohydrates. Phospholipids are the major components of cell membrane, which consist of hydrophilic, which they love water, and hydrophobic, which they fear of water. The function of cell membrane is to separate the cell from its external environment, to control what goes in and out, and to protect and provide stability. Cytoplasm. The structure of cytoplasm is very light and are mainly water. Cytoplasm can be found between the cell membrane and nucleus. Also, cytoplasm makes up most of the cell and is constantly streaming, and organelles can be found in cytoplasm. The function of cytoplasm is for support. Cellular processes occur in cytoplasm such as protein synthesis, the first stage of cellular respiration, and meiosis and mitosis occurrence. Cytoplasm also helps to move materials such as hormones around the cells and dissolve in cellular waste. Cell wall. The structure of cell wall composed of cellulose, glycoprotein, lignin, pectin, and hemicellulose. The cell wall consists of three sections, which is middle lamella, primary cell wall, and second cell wall. Middle lamella is the outer cell wall that contains pectin. Pectin aids in cell adhesion by helping the cell wall of adjacent cells to bind to another one. Primary cell wall formed between middle lamella and cell membrane. Primary cell wall composed of cellulose and provides strength to flexibility for cell growth. Secondary cell wall formed between the primary wall and cell membrane, which also strengthen and support cell. Secondary cell wall contains cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. The function of cell wall is to provide support and mechanical strength, to withstand trigger pressure, to regulate growth of cell cycle in order to divide and grow, to regulate diffusion by allowing some substances, include proteins, to pass into the cell while keeping other substances out, to communicate with another plasmodesmata, to protect against disease and prevent water loss, and lastly, to store carbohydrates for plant growth, especially in seeds. Nucleus. Membrane-bound structure that only present in eukaryotic cells. Nucleus is the largest organelles in the cell and surrounded by double membrane called the nuclear envelope. The function of nucleus is to store DNA structure and hereditary information, and nucleus are required for cell division, metabolism, and growth. Mitochondria. The structure of mitochondria is oblong-shaped, has double membrane organelles, and the inner membrane were highly folded. The function of mitochondria is to generate energy for the cell by converting glucose and oxygen to adenosine triphosphate, which is ATP. The structure of chloroplast is disc-shaped and double membrane organelles. The stroma is the fluid within the chloroplast that comprises a circular DNA. Each chloroplast contains a green-colored pigment called chlorophyll. The chloroplast is the site for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and uses it to transform carbon dioxide and oxygen into glucose. Golgi apparatus. The structure are stacks of flattened membranous stacks. As for the function, Golgi apparatus modifies proteins and fats built in the endoplasmic reticulum and prepares them for exports as outside of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum. The structure network of membranous canals filled with fluid. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, which is rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes only present in rough endoplasmic reticulum. They cannot be found in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function of endoplasmic reticulum is to manufacture and package the system. Other than that, it is to synthesize proteins and lipids. Vacuoles. Structure of vacuoles may occupy about 90% of the volume of mature cell. Tonoplast is a membrane that surrounds the vacuoles, which consists of cell sap, which is a mixture of salts, enzymes, and other substances. The function of vacuoles is for storage. Other than that, to sustain the turgid pressure against the cell wall. Vacuoles also does detoxification, protection, and growth. Chromoplast. Its structure colored plastids organelles. Their function is as a pigment synthesis and for storage in photosynthesis eukaryotic organism. They are red, orange, and yellow colored pigments which provide color to ripen fruit and flowers. Leucoplasts. Its structure are colorless organelles. Leucoplasts can be found in non-photosynthesis of plants. Its function to store proteins, lipid, and starch. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.